Let us continue playing The Darkest Dungeon. When we last left off, we were in preparations for a boss battle, and we're going to take on the Sunken Crew with Dented Steel, the team we got here. From the last time, we discovered that, basically, we need to be able to do a lot of damage to them. We need to be able to do a lot of damage to the Anchorman, who is the real problem with things, and hence why I've decided to go with this sort of build here. Obviously, we've got the high damage output and the healing, which is going to be required because it was a long battle last time. If we don't have a good healer, not going to work. I'm also considering stun damage here because obviously if we have a lot of stun abilities, hence why I'm swapping out now the battle heal for the stunning blow on Slime Boy, we might be able to get away with just stunning the targets until we can deal with them. If we stun the Anchorman, for example, they might not be able to make a move. Obviously, there's also the possibility of possibly pulling. I don't know whether that would work actually. They just say positioning doesn't seem to work on things, but either way, I've upgraded Come Hither just so it's a bit more damaging, a bit more accurate. Hook and Slice for additional bleed chance because it didn't seem to have a lot of bleed resistance the last time we faced it. Though that is the only damage over time thing I seem to have equipped here. Mostly, we're just going for the big damage at the front too. The big damage. Also, Unholy Hater, I believe they're unholy. Obsessed with killing. We'll see how this goes. Anyway, equipment time. So obviously, we want to do as much damage as possible. You're in position 1. Let's have that. We're also going to give you this box here. Additional speed, additional damage. 14 to 27 is what you're showing. Here, I think we're going to up your stun chance as much as possible here. So we'll go with the crest, and then we will go with this. So, increased virtue chance. Blight and bleed resist goes down slightly, but less stress damage, more death blow resistance, which might be a thing we need to worry about a little more. What's that giving you? That gives you a death blow resistance of basically 1 in 5 chance of failing that. And you still have high bleed resistant, blight resist, so that's actually not such a bad thing, I think. For balance of minus 20 stress damage, we can take that. Okay, Pirate Joe. We obviously do want to improve our move chance abilities, but I don't think I've got anything which is going to give us a boost there, do we? Now, I've got move resist, but not really anything that's massively helpful. And also, I'm going to be using you more for your ranged abilities at this stage, so at least for your current positioning. Of course, it is always possible the person goes to the front and then we have to reshuffle, which is kind of why I've got 3 frontline fighters in this team, just in case whichever one of them goes to the front can still fight back. So maybe it's worth going stress box and increased damage here. So it's all of these hitting for a minimum of 9, about the same speed, and just leaving this. So over to you then. I think we're going to go for the... Yeah, we'll go for another heal skill setup here with Little Debbie here. So massively increased curing chance, and that's probably a reasonable point to go to. Okay. I'm debating things, but we'll see how this goes. It was a long battle last time. It wasn't easy. But let's see. Key. Double stack of food. Shouldn't need a full stack of torches, but I'm going to take them anyway, just in case. Going to load up on Holy Water, because we want our debuff chances going in. And that should just about keep me safe before we get there. Okay. Embark.
I employed a crew of particularly unsavory mariners, who for a time sailed the 4 corners at my behest, retrieving many valuable artifacts, relics, and rare texts. Predictably, they increased their tariffs to counter my intense stipulations of secrecy. Such resources had long been exhausted, of course, and so I prepared an alternative payment.
Huzzah! We like alternative payments.
The poor devils, chained and drowning for eternity.
Yep, and they want us to join them. So, Slimeboy does have a little bit of stress coming into this, but nothing that's really a problem for us here. We've increased this now, so it now has the 9 stress heal, 8 torch, and also a possibility of healing 2, which is nice for Deathblow style things. I did not go to the camp to improve my chances, though, which may come back to bite me a little later. Still, we have plan takedown, we have accuracy boosts on everybody. We have buffs that we can use. So, let's get to work. First encounter, 1 torch. Clear the blockage.
Another mariner, another misfortune.
Torching in. And we get a scout. So, in fact, we get a double scout. Might as well go this way and just avoid the encounter here. We don't want to lose too much before we encounter the boss. And just minimizing risks as much as possible here. Meantime, let's see what's in here. Lots of stuff. And yet more torches.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
And down here to the treasure room. Okay, no point in doing that second time, because while the rewards are great, we don't have the extra security. Hunger already strikes, but again, not a problem. We haven't taken any damage yet, and we had extra food anyway. So, in we go. 2 oracles, 2 wide mouths. And they do have a speed advantage on us. This is a slow party. But not one I feel we're going to have many issues with. Okay, come hither. I'm going to go for the stun attack on the one who hasn't moved yet, just to be on the safe side. I judge thee guilty. And a hew.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Okay. Now we've done that, let's go for a Dazzling Light on... No, actually, we'll then go Judgment at the back. No, actually, we will Dazzling Light here. Get another stun off. Increase the torchlight. Stress Wave. 2. Okay, some damage coming in, but we got this well in hand.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Crit 9. And there we go, mostly healed. Slice.
Their formation is broken. Maintain.
Just leaving you at the back then. Yeah, hook and slice. Resist the bleed though. Fortunately, I don't have a lot else to do here, so I guess we're going to have to go for this. Which is a lovely little ability. I mean, it does have a knockback for 3, which is why I took it, just on the off chance to knock something out of the way, but that was my thinking anyway. I'm actually going to go for a heal on you. Crit 4. And 13 stress healed. And since we can, let's get the stun.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require
Now we just need Little Debbie to have an area heal, and we should be fine. But you're dead before that happens.
Be wary.
And the portrait count is getting there.
Pride precipitates
Heirloom chest.
dizzying fall.
With no heirlooms in it. Okay, counts coming up, which is fine. After that, I'm probably going to consider camping, but it's only a consideration. Oh, nice. So, disease resistance. I mean, actually, I probably will sell that in any case, but it's still a nice item, which we haven't seen before. 110 trap disarm. It's gone. Just thinking about secret doors there a moment, but of course we have the scout reports, so we can see if there's going to be one. In we go then. Okay, 2 pelagic bulwarks we're going to have to deal with. Hook and slice. Stun you. Resist.
In radiance, may we find victory.
Slice and accusation. So 1 finished. Damage done to the bulwarks.
Them all.
And a minor bit of stress going on. Oh, and you're starting to protect each other. Dodged. Okay, second stress wave. Another 14-ish. Yep, exactly 14 as it happens. Right, shop. That just ensures you are finished. Let's go for the stun, because if that works, of course, yeah. Lowers the protection is what I was looking at. So here we go with a stun attack. We still has the boost, of course, actually. That's another round that's going to be on the case, but you can't do a lot else about it.
Slowly,
You're out.
gently. This is how a life is taken.
Could go for a withstand, but I think we will just go damage at this stage. Do whatever we can. Come hither. Okay, so both of the protections should be wearing off soon. Smite you for 5. And we got you stunned. Okay, Hugh brings that close. Looks like I can't really do a lot here, so we'll collect bounty. Should have gone on a stun target. I know I should have gone on a stun target. It's okay. 1 finished. Judgment. Just because we've got such a high chance of it, might as well go again. Okay, collect bounty. 14. Actually, does it have a bonus against stunned? No. It's your other ability that I did have on you before, where I swapped things around that did. Shot down a 9. Party heal. So now full, well, pretty much back up. Cure yourself of stress for the moment. So we're in no rush to finish you off. You've got 4 health. And there we go. Free stress recovered. Loot.
As victories mount.
Now I do want the portraits.
Resistance.
So I'm going to trade the torches out. We're not going to need 8 torches to go through the rest of this, but gonna get one anyway. Encounter. Ah, the collector. It's been a while. How have you been doing? Have 10 damage. Okay, Vessel on 2 Highwaymen. Let's go for Dazzling Light on this Highwayman first. So they're the ones who unfortunately do all the damage.
Purchase. Spirits are lifted,
Q.
and purpose is made clear.
Accusation for a double kill. That was fairly fortunate. That could have gone differently. Okay, your stun wears off. Dazzling Light on the collector, because if we can stun you. Resisted. Q. Another collect call, so back he goes. 15 crit. Let's go for the hook slice and get some bleed damage on you. Fortunately, some healing's coming on now. Hugh. Double 27 crit. You gonna collect full again? Yes, you are. Fortunately, we're now getting to a stage where something is starting to happen. Because that and you are within Hugh range, I might as well just keep doing what I'm doing here. Stack some bleed damage with them, with you, and do what I can with you while I'm at it. Judgment was dodged. Okay, trade collection for a little stress damage, which we can easily deal with. Head gains, put some protection up that we can queue, and again use our accusation to deal with that. Headhunt is dodged. More bleed damage. 12 around now. That's actually getting quite significant. Okay.
Masterfully executed.
And that puts that very easily within your range. Double kill. $18 crit on the judgment. And that will undo any bleed damage we're taking. Hugh.
Precision and power.
Okay, he might actually be finished here. What are you on? 12? Yeah, so you're on 10. You're on 10 effectively. That means you are finished. There's nothing you can do now. And this means I can actually finish you off without any problems. Huzzah! Okay. Get a healing round from Debbie at some stage. Party heal. Another round, and bye-bye. And we'll gladly take your gem. What do we get rid of here? I'm tempted to get rid of the blight. The blight cures. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. And in the packs we find 50 gold. Alright, so it's camp time. The party has proven itself against the collector at least. Let's rest up.
A spark without kindling is a goal without hope.
Okay, so we have 3 religious types in the party actually, so chant works quite nicely here. Just for stress relief. Fortunately, these only work on yourself. The Zealous Speech works quite nicely. I think though the Bloody Shroud is not a bad one to have because that increases all your resistances just in case things happen. Chant. Oh, I should have picked one of these two anyway, but that means that we're fine for stress at this stage. We can now bless for accuracy, so yes, we do that way round. And that leaves me with 3 points. Yes, it does. So I'll increase your accuracy and crit chance. Okay, resting up. There might be an encounter in the dark, of course, but actually there wasn't. Good. Scout. Okay, full disclosure on things then. We'll go this way, deal with you, and keep our bonuses such as they are going to the end. And have another torch while we're at it. Okay, good that we got the surprise round on them. Come hither. Hugh. That was nicely taken care of, I feel. And I'll go for a stun attack on the Guardian, which resisted, unfortunately. So, annoyingly, had to re-record this bit of audio because we managed to lose it. So anyway, Stunning Blow on you, 2 damage, stun, and Scambling Scratch. Which seems to be the ability they use in the back 2 rows, which does suggest some of the enemies at least do have restrictions on what ability they can use. I'm going to test this out a bit later against the boss, but it doesn't, since he has such a low movement rate, it doesn't really work out all that well. Anyway, spoilers, we're going to make it to the boss. Anyway, 19 damage there. Because for whatever reason, that ability doesn't cause bleed, whereas the frontal ability does. Anyway, we'll stun him back. Also, apologies, my voice is starting to go a bit, so yeah. Really didn't want to have to re-record things, as always, but unfortunately, I caught this one, thankfully, and yeah, so we'll redo this. Come hither! 1 damage. Push you in chopping range, but I think I debate the purge here. In fact, that's what I was doing. But I decided to chop anyway. He does have 75% damage resistance at the moment, still at 5, but those things are annoying, and I have an odd feeling they're going to get even more annoying by the time we get to champion level, because I just don't know how much protection they're going to have. More hit points, obviously, more damage, more dodge, but their protection score is just ridiculous. In combination with the 36 hit points. Bleed. 4 points, which means he's dead in 2 rounds. And he's dead in 1 round.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Stun him again, because if you got a chance to just kill off an attack, you might as well do. Corpse dissipates, and I go for Inspiring Cry for no other reason than, you know, I'll get rid of that last ounce of stress. 35 crit from Pirate Joe.
This expedition at least.
And I think I trade 900 gold for a food at this point. We are 1 from the boss, so might even trade it for torches. No, I traded it for food. I can't remember where it's. Yeah, here I wasn't sure whether this one was going to give me a positive trait or not, so I decided to just wait and use it on somebody who, yeah, we go on like that. Artifact inspires the hero, and nothing seemingly happens. Now, I don't know if it's because he's already got the ability. Doesn't seem like it, in all fairness, but or whether he's just got a buff already. But that's the second time in a while that's happened, and nothing has come from it. So if somebody can let me know why that is, I'd be quite grateful for that. It might just be a bug, it might just be me missing something, but it didn't appear to do anything last couple of times I've done that. Anyway, Holy Wars is up. Let's go and deal with the sunken crew.
Even in death, the captain
150 hit points, a dodge score of 9. All hands on deck. So the drowned Anchorman has the protection score at least until they do the heave-ho ability, in which case that passes on to the crew, who then begins regenerating. It's a very interesting boss, this, as I've said last time. I do like this boss. Yeah, here we go. I have a random go at that and then realise he's got 120 move resistance, so it's probably not likely to be working. Still, we had a go. Next up, stun the Anchorman, because if he's stunned, he can't have his ability here. It's the main reason I put so many stunning bonuses on Slime Boy. And there we go. So no heave-ho for the moment. Hands on Dahian. I think now I decided to let's try and stack some bleed damage. Fortunately, he resisted that. Hugh, 7 and 13. 8 return. And with him finished for at least a few rounds, I've got my Crusader with open range to do as much damage as possible. So this thing's going extremely well. He's down to nearly a third with... Well, once I do this attack, he'll be down by a third. Do I get smite? No, I get smite. Yeah, I do get smite. Makes sense. So there we go. 104 hit points. All hands on deck for round 3. Again, he's being very nice in targeting our frontline fighters, who we don't mind being there anyway. I'm going to do some debating here and then deciding to go for the bleed damage anyway. I should really have just gone for the Anchorman. Usually. And again, hewing. The reason I'm hewing rather than just going outright to kill him, because I do want to do damage to the sunken crew as well, where possible. We don't want to leave them with most of their hit points. We need to start doing a clock on them in some way, shape, or form. Because they will regenerate hit points when this happens, and the more damage they've been dealt, the less that's going to bother me. So, now he's lost all his protection score. Judgment does 13. And also got a crit heal. Not that it matters at this point. And smite 20. I probably could have gone for the accusation, but it's fine to be sure of things. So, here we go again. So now I do what I'm supposed to do and just try and do some damage to the ropeman. Unfortunately, that hew was not very effective at all, but we got the crew down to half health now. Smite for 6. See, I don't know where all our damage has gone, but it's really not been a good round for us, this one. And here's the heave, which unfortunately has the side effect of healing him. Judgment for 12. And another 5 hit points healed. He's up to 79 again, back beyond half health. Alright, Joe clears that away, and now we have a chop. 34 damage, and this is why we have him there. Max damage, as it turns out from that. Here I decided to go for a stun, largely because he only had one move left this round. I figured that was just to turn off, because we are low on health. I needed the heal. So here we go. Party heal, 7 each, just to tide us over. All above half health as we begin round 6. Pirate Joe now is the one in the front. Now, every time he's done it previously, it's been to somebody who doesn't mind being there. I decided to be a bit... I decided to go for this, actually. Unfortunately, it didn't work, even with the high stun chance. And because of that, and the fact that I can't use my Crusader at this point, I decided to go for the chop rather than the normal hew. We need to do the damage. So here I'm hoping for 7. I got 6. And on 1 hit point... he's going to heave. There was also no point in me moving the Crusade Slimery forward because obviously our guy who does the most damage is now in the 2nd rank and we just replace him. And 5 hit points restored for the drowned crew. Just above the 3rd hit points now. Thankfully that dodged because it was getting a little dangerous there. You know, 6 damage here for bleeding. But there goes 11. And he's back up to 66 hit points there. We had him below half at one stage. Anyway, so how to increase your resistances and go for the hue. That's more sort of a point of I have to do something, might as well put some extra points of healing on you, and at this stage, you go for a stun, which crits. And this stage I'm desperately hoping I can get Pirate Joe back, actually, rather than have to worry about things. So another Hue, 27 crit on the Hue was nice. Puts him down to basically lethal blow territory.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
Pirate Joe thankfully can move back 2 spaces, so I decided to do that, set up for future rounds. Use my last bandage. And stun the ropeman so we don't have a heath to this round. With that having happened, all damage to the crew. Nine and bleed resist. His stun wears off. New round. This was partially annoying, but since the crew is on such low hit points anyway, figured I'd be able to get away with this. Hook and slice, because if I can cause any bleed effects, that will just decrease the amount of damage we need to do. 11 required. Shot for the kill.
A sailor's death for captain and crew.
And thus, quest complete, and we return to the hamlet in glory once again. Don't know quite why I'm pausing here. I was probably saying something along the lines of I really enjoyed this boss battle. Because it is. I don't think it's that difficult, but it is a fun boss battle. And I look forward to the final incarnation in, well, I don't know. We're getting to champion level quite rapidly, actually, so maybe not all that far in the future. Maybe another 20 videos, maybe. But certainly looking forward to it. Plenty of heirlooms gained. 7,000 gold, 14,000 golds total. And all negative traits, unfortunately. Zoophobia is something I decided to get rid of immediately. We don't want anything which reduces damage versus types if we can avoid it. Especially now we've got Lil Debbie with the Judgment ability and the ability to do a significant amount of damage these days.
Part of this place.
And while I'm at it, I decided to cure Jesus actually because I was looking for Lil Debbie obviously, but we'll cure you with your dodge penalty because an extra 5 dodge is, you know, always going to be helpful. So we have 10,000 gold, we have 3 bosses left to go, and the guild is mastered. So that's one of the things we need to do before we do champion stuff, make sure we have absolute top level skills. So I just have a quick check on how pricey this is going to be. 1,500 each. But we'll take any advantage we can get, and that will certainly do when we get that far. So it's as cheap as possible. All the upgrades are there. The next step really then is to try and get the blacksmith up so we can have level 4 armor and level 5 weapons as soon as we can get them. There's a little more bit of the video to go, but I think I'm more just sort of setting up and doing some things in the background, so I will say goodbye for now.